Hi, I'm Cassandra and I'm a village wise woman and have been in this role for nearly 40 years now. What I practice is also called the Cunning Craft, hence the title for this tarot course. It's basically an approach to work. Cunning Craft is utilising all sorts of methods, including folk magic. The Cunning Craft approach is highlighting the fact that I use tarot as a diagnostic tool because the majority of my work comes from dealing with people and holding consultations. And for this, I require a diagnostic tool to help me help that person. And it is very useful in that sense to know how to interpret cards and what they all mean. In this course, I will be going through the tarot cards literally one by one, looking at the different ways and different methods as well of how to read cards successfully.
Okay, so how do you feel that the cunning approach to tarot differs from other tarot courses?
I think mainly because I use it as a diagnostic tool when you're with a person for a consultation. You're there primarily to help them with their particular problems. Of course, ordinary, by ordinary, I don't mean to put down in any way, tarot readers, they basically, it's really difficult to explain. But as you go through these cards one by one, I will talk about the possible other meanings behind the cards, not the ones that particularly hit you in the face. Sometimes there are signs and symbols within these cards that can lead to more deeper occult meanings. There's a saying in the Cunning Craft, it's there in plain sight, but often being there in plain sight hides it remarkably well for the average person. I can give advice of how to read those cards in a certain way.
Right. And how would you say that tarot readings can help with one's personal development as well as reading cards for other people?
Right. There are many layers to the tarot, which adds to its fascination over the centuries. And one of the ways to look at it is to see it as the soul's journey. So it's an actual journey. The card, the Fool, represents ourselves, if you will, at the beginning of that journey. And it takes you through different stages of the soul's journey. It's very similar to a book once written with a Christian content called The Pilgrim's Progress. And you meet different characters on the way who represent different things. And so I divide the major arcana up because the major arcana holds cards that are basically archetypes. So they are things that the soul will respond to. And I divide them up into three, what I call triads, where you're looking at a journey which starts with the Fool, which represents you, and takes it through meeting the magician, the high priestess, and so on and so forth. The first level of 7 cards represents the conscious, the everyday, if you will. The second level represents the unconscious. They are things that lie in the what I call the deep mind. And the third layer, ending with the world card, that is the superconscious, or what you could perceive as cosmic, for want of for a better term, that is which is beyond us. And so by the end of reading the major arcana, you can sense your own journey through this process, through triggering these archetypes. And then we will go on to the different suits, the suits which basically represent the 4 elements, the rods which represent fire, the cups which represent water, the swords which represent air, and the pentacles which represent earth, and the court cards which represent people or personalities. I will also be offering different exercises in protection, in how to get the best out of reading cards, and how to understand cartomancy, which is basically divination by cards. I have done one course already, and it appears to have gone well, judging by the feedback. And I heard actually today that one person is setting up as a tarot reader who, as a consequence of my workshop. So I'm very pleased to hear that.
Right. So how do people contact you to inquire about the courses?
You can contact me via my website, also on Facebook.
Right, the website is villagewisewoman.co.uk.
Oh, yes.
And the Facebook page is Village Wise Woman of West Cornwall.
Yes, that's correct.
So that's where they'll go.
Never very good at that bit.
All right, thank you very much, Cassandra.
You're welcome. See you soon.